Welcome to class, students. I'm teacher Faye. Are you ready for today's lesson? Great! So first, let's take a look at this scenario. Jen is doing her science experiment report. The chlorophylls are several green pigments in a leaf. What information did she included in her science experiment report? Let's take a look back at the scenario. Jen is doing her science experiment report. What is the information that she included? Very good. Jen described in her science experiment report that the chlorophylls are several green pigments in a leaf. Now let's observe this sentence. If you've noticed, it explains what happened in the previous scenario, right? Now let's look at the highlighted words. The highlighted word described is an example of our lesson for today, which is reporting verbs. Now, what is reporting verbs? Reporting verbs are used when giving information and making explanations. They are classified according to their function and strength. Now let's go to the functions and strengths of a reporting verb. First, neutral. These verbs are used to simply report what the writer wants to say. It is also used to say what the writer describes in factual terms, demonstrates, refers to, and discusses. Here are some examples of neutral reporting verbs: describe, study, point out, observe, state, take into consideration, show, demonstrate, indicate, assume, believe, go on to say that, reveal, note, report, examine, and mention. Jessica assumes that she might win the first place. Miggy pointed out that he highlighted the verbs in his sentences. Patricia reported her recent trend analysis. Now let's go on to the second one, which is the tentative. These verbs are used to say what the writer suggests or guesses. It is also used to convey a value judgment. Here are some examples of a tentative reporting verb: suggests, moot, recommend, question the view that, speculate, imply, postulate, intimate, propose, and hypothesize. Here are some sentence examples. Kali suggests painting the wall in color yellow. The poem implies the life of the tribe during colonization. The famous vlogger recommended the Okinawa milk tea. Now let's go on to the third one, which is the strong. These verbs are used to indicate that the writer is absolutely positive. It is also used to put forward an argument. Here are some examples of strong reporting verbs: argue, contend, theorize, refute, support the view that, strongly believe that, claim, maintain, deny, reject, emphasize, assert, negate, challenge, counter the view or argument that. Now here are the sentence examples. First, Nikki argues in her research that terror bills should not be imposed. The president claimed that we will be under community quarantine. Third, Brian contends that the judge was wrong. Now, how do we use reporting verbs? Here are the basic rules of using a reporting verb. The first one includes the subject plus reporting verb plus the object or the word that is affected in a sentence by a verb or a preposition plus that plus the object clause. Now let's use the example in the first part of this video for the first rule. Jen described in her science experiment report that the chlorophylls are several green pigments in a leaf. So in this sentence, Jen is the subject, the word described is the reporting verb, and in her science experiment report refers to the object of the sentence, and the word that connects it to the object clause, which is the chlorophylls are several green pigments in a leaf. Now let's go on to the second rule, or the most basic rule in using reporting verbs. The only difference of this rule to the first one is that the object is not included. So we will use the same example, but we will remove the object in the sentence. So the sentence will be, Jen described that the chlorophylls are several green pigments in a leaf. So Jen is the subject, and the word described is the reporting verb, and they are connected by the word that to the object clause, which is the chlorophylls are several green pigments in a leaf. Now, is everything clear so far? So that's pretty much where our lesson about reporting verbs ends. Well done, students. Again, this is Teacher Faye, and I hope that you have a good day.